Fur is really flying, dude. Must be getting to the point where it's time to start shedding your winter coat, huh? Yeah, because the fur is just flying. Good morning, Yvonne. All right, how we doing today? Now that I'm not paying attention to him, he's just going after the brush himself. Yep, that's how that works. Now that I put him on the camera and humiliate him publicly, now he's going to go sit on the arm of the couch and just pretend like we're not even here. Yeah, that's how that works. That's my buddy Bite. So what's everybody doing this fine day here? Hope you didn't say staying out of trouble because that's way boring. Good morning, Tracy. Loafing, that's a good thing to do. We're kind of going into maintenance cycle at work now, and that kind of means that I don't get the hours that I normally would, because normally during these maintenance cycles, I was going in and doing some kind of menial cleaning work that needs to be done during these time periods, but they're not willing to pay me what they pay me to come in and do that anymore. So I'm just having to take vacation time. So I'm off mostly for the next 2 weeks. I got to go to work on Wednesday for a little bit, but then that's it. So we're gonna try and go do some fun stuff this next couple weeks. First thing we got planned tomorrow, so hopefully you'll see something on Tuesday. Yeah, that's a hydrangea plant that I planted in my garden a couple years ago, and it dies off. It's kind of delicate in terms of it'll die off in the real summer heat. It'll die off in the extreme cold in the winter, but it always seems to come back. And I have two of them in the backyard this year. Well, they've been in the backyard for a couple of years, and like I said, they get pummeled in the heat of the summer. They get pummeled in the cold, but they bounce back every year. So I'm thinking this year when I replant in the back corner back there, it's all going to be hydrangeas because they're pretty and they stay kind of small, but they got great flowers and big broad leaves and stuff like that. So give them a chance. Yeah, I think we're supposed to be in the 70s today too. No, I'll be just in Texas, not leaving the state. Right, not ready to do that. I want to see stuff local here that I want to see before I start going elsewhere. Yeah, I like hydrangeas. I had hydrangeas in my house in California too, and they did really well there. They got, I guess, different varieties of hydrangea, so it might be fun to mix it up, put different ones in there, and see what happens. Yeah, I can't think of many flowers that I would look at and say, yeah, those are ugly. We had a week like that last week, John. It was 82 at the beginning of the week, and it was in the 40s by the end of the week. And now it's starting to warm up again, 70s and 80s, and then maybe some rain by the end of the week. Yeah, that fire is the worst fire I guess they've ever had in Texas. And of course, yeah, the border crossings, you can't, yeah, uh, they're an issue too. No, I haven't done anything with the yard, but I'm kind of looking at the weather for the near future. I'm not seeing anything really extreme. We may wait a few more weeks and try something then. But I want to make sure we're past any issues with temperature because it's still capable of getting really cold. Like I said, just a few days ago, it was in the 40s. So I want to let the temperature warm up a little bit more before I do too much. But we're going to be getting to that pretty quick here. No, I don't have any idea what started the fire. I don't know. Maybe somebody does, but don't know if we're going to open the pool this year. Like I said, I drained the pool a couple months ago, and I haven't decided yet which way I'm going to go. If I'm going to replace the pool or remove it and put something else in. And I might actually go into summer a little bit and see how that how I feel about not having a pool during the summer. And we can make a decision next year if we have to. Yeah, we had both of them looking at the border. One of them looking at where the problem actually is, and one of them looking at where the problem isn't. So obviously they know what they want to see, and they go see what they want to see. And that's both of them really. Yeah, it's hard to say what started it. It could have been lightning. It could have been just some idiot with a cigarette. Oh, that's right. Rhonda's here. I didn't even notice. She got a blue name with a wrench next to her name, and it still didn't pop up. Thought maybe you were working today, Rhonda. Maybe you are. Maybe you're on break. Yeah, I guess I'm not really that familiar with Richard Lewis. I mean, maybe if I saw him, I don't know the name. I've heard of Curb Your Enthusiasm, but never watched it. Yeah, like I said, I mean, maybe if maybe if I saw a picture of him, a TV show with Jimmy Lee Curtis, huh? Okay. I don't know, let me pull up a picture of him, see if I can, if I at least recognize him here. Yeah, I guess I don't recognize him. For those you wonder, that's what he looks like or looked like. Oh, is that a bad picture of him? I don't know. I just I just looked at a couple of them and I'm not very well framed up, am I? That's a little better. Makes me really small and diminutive if I'm like my head is sitting on the bottom of the screen here. I haven't really thought about dinner tonight. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I think the term is talking head, Yvonne. You ever wondered why they call it that? Look at it. Basically, I'm a talking head. Exactly like Max Headroom. Love Max Headroom. That was a great show. In fact, it's funny. It kind of came up at work the other day. A friend of mine was talking about TV shows he liked, and he mentioned Max Headroom out of the blue. And it's oh man, I love Max Headroom. You don't run into very many people that like that show. It was only on for like half a season or something like that. And it got canceled. You like the skull in the background? Yeah, he's been part of my display for a long time. Tomatoes probably won't get planted for a few weeks yet, but I definitely am looking forward to seeing how that works. Actually, you're only seeing half of my head. Is it the top head or the top half or the bottom half? I think I'm Batman or something here. The blue teddy bear. That's something that somebody I worked with many, many years ago made for me. She knew I was way into like astronomy and stuff like that. She was making teddy bears for everyone, and so she got fabric that looks like stars and planets and stuff like that. Made and I guess a banana if you look at that, and a cherry. I guess that's a banana and a cherry here, but other than that, it was planets. For a while there, I think it's kind of worn off, but the white on there kind of glowed in the dark, which was kind of cool. So he's just always kind of been a staple on my couch there, and been with us with all the through all the live streams and all that. Hey, it's not my anus. That's even worse. I really couldn't tell, Rhonda. You're always kind of that way. Zoom in a little closer here so I can see. Flash has been out and about today, last few days. I saw her. Well, I saw her yesterday. She was out and about. She likes it when it gets warm. So it's getting to the point of the year now where she'll be out and active again. And then it gets to the point where it's too hot, and then she goes in to take refuge from the sun. There's Bite down there, in case anybody was wondering. Right, Bite? Well, I don't hear it. All I know about the fires is what I hear about them. They're so far away that it could be another state. From as far as I know about it. Yeah, in the Panhandle of Texas, exactly. No, no, the don't get any smoke or anything. Not aware of it. Yeah, me too, Rhonda. I watched HR Puff and stuff. In fact, for a while there, a few years back, it was on Netflix. And so I was binge watching it even as an adult. It's still pretty funny. Yeah, I remember Bozo too, and Romper Room. Mr. Rogers, Land of the Lost, Captain Kangaroo. Yeah, I watched him too. With that bowl cut of a haircut. Yeah, I don't necessarily remember that one. No, I haven't interfaced with Jordan in a few weeks. You know, when one of us has something to say, we contact the other. I am doing well, Breck. How are you? Why did I choose to move to Waco? I came to Texas about 5 years now ago, and I visited here just to see where I wanted to go. And one of the places I visited was Waco, and I just love the area. It's big enough to have everything you want, but small enough to kind of still have that small town feel. I just really love the area. It just kind of worked for me. And I've not been dissatisfied for one moment about my choice. I love this place. Got a griddle for your birthday, huh? Happy birthday. It's griddle weather, huh? Sweet. They're closing a lot of places in San Francisco. They can't put up with the theft anymore. And I mean, I can't say really blame them. You know, businesses aren't in business to allow stuff to walk out the door like that. It eventually gets to the point where they can't be in business anymore. Well, and that's sort of the beginning of an end for a city too. When all the businesses move out of the town because they can't afford to deal with all the theft, then there's not going to be any money to pay people's salary, and they're going to move too. That's how that's how you end up with ghost towns. Yeah, but eventually that'll stop too, Yvonne, because if the crime gets so bad, it's going to get a reputation. Nobody's going to want to go there anymore. Yeah, San Francisco was a very beautiful place. Yeah, I've heard a bunch of cases of that where like employees went after shoplifters and then got fired. Yeah, unfortunately, too many states and cities, especially like San Francisco, have passed laws saying it's only a misdemeanor if it's under $1,000. So you get somebody walks out of the store with $999 worth of merchandise, nobody's going to do anything about them because it's just a misdemeanor. Yeah, ironic. The same people who are whining about food deserts are the ones who are creating them. Yeah, exactly like Escape from New York. Nobody's going to want to be there. I'm glad I'm not in retail. I'll tell you, we don't have much of a problem with that here in Waco, but still, I am not in retail. I am in manufacturing. We don't have to deal with any of that nonsense. Yeah, I don't know what housing prices have done here. I guess they've gone up. I keep paying more in property taxes every year. That's insane. I don't know if they've announced when they're actually getting married. That's insane. 1890 for a one room bedroom. I paid a lot for the the dive I was in, but that was at least a two-bedroom apartment. It wasn't that much. It wasn't 1890. I think I was paying $1,100 a month for that toilet. I don't think that's going to help Rhonda, but yeah, I'm going to go out and vote on Tuesday. That's voting day here. Oh man, am I glad I don't have a mortgage. course, you really only have to worry about that if you have a variable rate mortgage. You set it in with a fixed rate mortgage at a very low rate, then you're there. That's it. Yeah, I've always gone in person. Yeah, it's funny they make the homeowner agree to the radiation cleanup, but not the people who dump the radiation. Yeah, I had to tenant to sell it. So I was not in my house for a couple days right at the end. Wow, that's a big jump in price from 2015. I don't know, how far is Sweetwater, Texas? You can always look. Quite a ways away. A little over 200 miles. I like having Rhonda here because just Rhonda carries half the conversation. I can just sit in the camera and stare at the camera for a while. Hey, bye. You coming out to visit? Huh? I think he is. That's what we like about you, Rhonda. Yep, he's back. Well, we got oceans here in Texas. There's the oceans in Florida, and you don't have to deal with the crazy people. Mommy has verbal diarrhea. Yeah, I know the type. Morning, Scott. Maybe visiting Austin sooner than you think. Maybe as soon as next week. That was one of the things that made me move to Texas. Never really ran into a whole bunch of crime in my area in California. It's just that it was so expensive and so many crazy things the politicians were doing. I just had to leave. And I couldn't get, I wasn't doing well at Disney, wasn't making any progress there, and just kind of had to get out and find something new. Well, I think the insurance issue maybe is just if you're closer to the beach, you probably get inland a little bit, then it gets a little better. Because the real danger with hurricanes isn't necessarily the hurricane, it's usually the storm surge that comes with it. Oh, yeah, Chicago's been in bad shape for a long time. Like I said, a lot of the problem with Florida is if you're near the beach. If you're inland a ways, yeah, okay, you're going to get the occasional hurricane, but it's not going to quite have the effect that it does when you're right on the water. Yeah, but Detroit's always been kind of a mess. I mean, I remember a scene in a movie I watched many many years ago called Kentucky Fried Movie, uh, where the middle of it, it was a bunch of like parody commercials and stuff like that, but the middle of it was like a Bruce Lee parody, and there was this crime boss that would punish his enemies uh, in different ways. And one of the ways he punished one of his enemies is by sending them to Detroit. And apparently that was the worst thing you could do at the time. And that movie was like in the late 70s, early 80s that came out. So, that's been kind of a running joke for a long time. All we can do is hope that the people who move in from the cities remember why they left the cities. Yeah, I know. I lived in California all my life, and I couldn't get away from it. Idiots, yeah, that's a good one. That's right. He's picking his nose with my finger. That's kind of gross, bite. You know, pick your own nose. Yeah, I mean, California was a nice place to grow up in, and it's really gotten bad in the last 10 or 15 years. Good morning, Brad's brain. That's crazy. They take car seats out of the cars. Oh yeah, that's always been what it's about. If we're fighting against each other, then we can't be fighting against them. Right, Bite? Oh, you're rubbing up on the laptop here? Yeah, the media does play a part in it. Which judge in Florida? Look at your fans. Let them see that pretty face. Matt. Yeah, they've never figured out how to get into these, but I had the little cat treats that came in the envelope, and they've definitely eaten holes in that to get its treats. All right, I guess that's it. Yeah, these guys are too old for the zoomies now. Yeah, my cats are almost 17 years old. Wouldn't know it by looking at them. You'd think they're only 15. Yeah, I've never had a cat live as long as these guys do. I think part of it is they like having the companionship. No, haven't really been any health problems with them. They got fleas a couple years ago, but we did some of that treatment stuff. But what the advantage or whatever it is, took good perfect care of it. Never popped up again. I think honestly the best thing I did was move out of that apartment because I'm sure because that was the first time they ever had fleas and they haven't had them since. And I'm sure it was something that probably someone else's pet had been in the area and the fleas jumped off and jumped onto me and that's how it got in and I walked him into the house. Never had a problem with any of my pets having fleas until Bite and Nibble got them that one time. It was it was kind of a depressing place. In fact, it was funny. I was talking to the landlord after I had to call him in to make like the fourth repair that I'd been in that place, and she said, "That's funny. I thought that place was the showcase of our entire building." It's like, oh, if that's the showcase, I can't imagine what the rest of them look like. Because apparently they spent a whole bunch of money fixing stuff up with that one before I moved in. It was still a toilet. Well, my problem also is I'd been out of an apartment for so long that going back into one was, it took a while to get used to because, sharing walls with neighbors and stuff like that, you know, family next to me, had a whole bunch of kids. So, they go running up and down the stairs. It sounded like I heard a wildebeest in there. Well, fortunately, the way the apartment here in Waco was set up, I had like between me and the next door neighbor that in my bedroom there was like closets, so it was like double walls there, and there was a bathroom between me and the neighbors. So it wasn't so bad when I was in bed at night because I was at that point a long way away from the neighbors, but downstairs in a living room where it was just one wall between me and the next unit, yeah, be watching TV and you hear the neighbors run up the stairs or whatever. Yeah, I don't like sharing walls with neighbors. Ugh. Sorry, cat fur is starting to get to me here. Technically, my place in California was a townhome, but it was like a detached townhome. A lot of times, you get these elaborate condos where it's basically just a glorified apartment. But I would never have put up with that. But I did like the fact that I didn't share any walls with neighbors, and it's even better now because uh, my whole house now is enclosed all the way around. Even before, in my house in California, one wall of the house was actually the perimeter fence of the backyard of the neighbors. Yeah, I mean, I've never been a fan with HOAs, but the one I had in the place in California wasn't too bad as far as things went. They weren't one of those people that, complained about every little thing and stuff like that. They were pretty easy to get along with. So, yeah, I like the pond too, but it was a lot of work to keep up with. Yeah, that is a little overbearing. Don't really run into any of that either. Oh yeah, I'll do cooking vlogs again. I don't know what it's going to be or when it's going to be, but that's the thing with the cooking vlogs. It it isn't generally one of those things like, okay, in 3 weeks I'm going to do a cooking vlog. I often get up the morning of and don't know I'm going to do a cooking vlog and just, yeah, I think I'm going to cook something. Yeah, I've done a few things on the smoker. I got to admit, I haven't done it a whole lot, but um, you want some good smoker recipes, go look at Jeff's channel. That guy's the king of doing the smoker stuff. I don't own a crock pot. That's the only problem. If it was something I could do in the Instant Pot, that'd be great. And I think I have done some chilies in the Instant Pot. Yeah, that's a problem buying a house if you don't own the land. Do eggs in an air fryer, huh? Okay, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, if you got a good recipe, send it to me. Rhonda's not a fan of the cast iron pans, huh? I got a couple of them. I use them from time to time. Now the time is getting pretty good. I'm still dialing in the time a little bit. Well, I think that's probably more than anything else, just the the microphone on the laptop doing that. Well, the only thing they tell you is you're not supposed to do them in the dishwasher. Wow. Wow. And meowed and scared one of the kittens. That's funny. Did we scare a kitten, huh? Wow. Yeah, they got a new bacon sandwich at Arby's. I haven't tried that. I don't really do fast food that much. Did a little bit when I first moved here, but now that I got a house with a kitchen, I just kind of prefer to do it myself. Yeah, I've looked around for recipes. A lot of the recipes, that's where I get them. I just find something online or something in one of my cookbooks. Arby's is something that maybe only had maybe half a dozen times in my life, primarily because when we were kids, and we go out for fast food, there just wasn't an Arby's that was really nearby. I think the nearest one was like a 20-minute drive. And, you know, when you have, McDonald's and KFC and Burger King and Taco Bell and all that stuff that's within 5 minutes, nobody wanted to drive 20, 25 minutes to get to an Arby's. But the few times I have been to Arby's, it's been good. I never was a huge KFC fan, but when I tried some of the stuff that they have here, it's better than that. But it's really greasy. And it might actually come out that way, Bill. I haven't made a decision yet, and we may let it go into summer a little bit, and I might get to the point where I say, okay, nuts to this, I want a pool, and we may do something this summer. But for now, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, and I tried the Popeyes, and I I wasn't as into it. It wasn't as good, I don't think. Yes, KFC is greasy, but it's also got good flavor to it too. Oh yeah, I love Chick-fil-A. In fact, the most recent fast food I've had was Chick-fil-A. Had that just a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I'm the same way, Rhonda, without the allergies. Carrot cake. I love carrot cake. I think I made carrot cake muffins once for a live stream or for a vlog. Yeah, I think 90% of my pool problem would be easier if I just pulled that tree down that's right next to it. But I love that tree. And so I don't know, the tree will survive before the pool does. And if it's a choice between the two, then no more pool. But haven't made a decision. I think a big part of the problem I had this year is this was just such a big acorn dropping year. I don't know what it was, but every tree I had was dropping acorns left and right. They were all over the place. I'd pull out, 1,000 of them a day out of the pool. Yeah, I know, but acorn soup doesn't taste good when the liquid is chlorinated water. It kind of ruins the flavor a little bit. I fed them to the squirrels. Yeah, retractable covers work well for in-ground pools. They're not as much for the above-ground pools. Native Americans also died at the age of 30. Yeah, me too. Yeah, there probably is. I think when I made carrot cake, I did it in the oven though. You can shred your own carrots for carrot cake. I do, but I do it in the food processor. Cheese fish, that sounds good too. Yeah, this is how we always seem to work into food on the vlogs or on the live streams. I'll send you a MAGA cap. You asking for treats? Is that what it is? You think we ought to let everybody else's pets know we have treats too? Huh? Yeah, I suck, don't I? Well, that's it. There he goes. That's what we're going for, Rhonda. Yeah, Bite doesn't go with that fake tan stuff. He is what he is. As he heads back to his room, Bite has left the building. I don't know. I haven't figured that out. Yeah, I use a pretty high grade of sunblock too. At a minimum 50, sometimes 100. When I used to work at Disneyland, it was outside all day long. I needed that or I'd be red. Yikes, that's pretty pricey, Rhonda. Sometimes better just to stay out of the sun. I think Bite's going to join us again here in a second. Wow. You going to make a liar out of me? Looks like you're gonna. Yeah, there he is. I think the last time I got really sunburned was when I went to those drag boat races about a year ago. I should have brought a hat. I didn't. I thought there would have been more trees and stuff to hide under for that. How do you burn your ankles? That's a good trick. Yeah, that's true. It's really especially important to protect the skin when you're young. When you're older, I think it gets a little, it's a little thicker and a little less susceptible to the sun's rays. But early on, it can be bad. Ron Day, huh? Charlotte wants a pair of Crocs, huh? Are we speaking from experience, Scott? All right, so Scott won't comment on that. I don't know. You got to try it, Rhonda. You might like it. There's a spot I keep looking through here. And there, I think that's better. No, it's still there, but whatever. I think it was more of a popular thing in like the 60s and 70s than it is now. I know there's a little bit of that out there, but yeah, I agree. It's not so much fun when a guy does it. Nobody wants to see that. Is that why you did it, Ron, to show off your tattoos? Dangly bits. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's what we're gonna call it. I probably won't get flagged by YouTube at least. Well, like I said, I don't uh, rule out the possibility of going down any path that we want to go down here. Yeah, we all should be ashamed of ourselves. Well, that's what this is. This is the Breck Comedy 2 hours. Talk about anything if I can laugh at it. That's true. Everything in the past is built up to make us who we are. God, I'm so screwed. Oh, we're losing Gene now. Have a good day, Gene. See you next week. Maybe, actually. I don't know. I might be out vlogging next week. Might not be in a live stream. I don't know. We'll have to see. Haven't got it that planned down yet. Look on the bright side. There was no internet, so there's no evidence. So it's like mutually assured destruction, then, right, Rhonda? You nuke them, they nuke you. Heck yeah, I'll upload them. You got your memories, though, Rhonda. So your husband tamed you, huh? That needs to happen sometimes. Yeah, sometimes that gets a little out of hand. I guess I don't have a hard time visualizing Rhonda as a wild child. Well, that's good. You at least never ended up in jail. That can kind of affect the rest of your life. That's why we like you, Yvonne, because we're all kind of weirdos in our own way. Hey, Angela, how are you? No, I think that's what makes me the weirdest, Angela. You know, I've gone this far in my life and never gotten a single tattoo. Yeah, I'm that guy. I don't know. Chicago and New York aren't really my first destination choices. Well, that's always sort of been the issue with me is I'm not sure what it is that's important enough right now to me that I'd want to get a tattoo and have it be part of my life for the rest of my life. Because I think back on things that, I was into a long time ago, and it's like I'm embarrassed by it now. It's like I wouldn't want to, have a constant reminder of something that I'm now embarrassed about that was important to me at one point. See, and I can get that, Rhonda. See, even then, a lot of people do the Guided by Voices logo, the little rune symbol, but even there, it's like I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, Yvonne. Maybe if there were, semi-permanent tattoos, something that, would stay for a few years and then kind of fade away, I'd consider it. But I don't know. I'm not against the idea. It's just I haven't been able to point to anything that's that important in my life that I feel like I want to be, remembered for the rest of my life. Yeah, no, not an escaping the mouse tattoo. A jalapeno tattoo. Yeah, right. I don't know. There's just a lot of people that want to remember things that way. So I don't talk down about it. It's just it's not been something that's been that huge of a priority to me. 14 tattoos and 19 piercings. Yikes. I have zero tattoos and zero piercings. Hey, Susan. Yeah, yeah. I don't really get the neck and the face tattoos either. I mean, okay, if you're into the sleeve, all right, I can sort of see that. But yeah, I mean, I could do one with the state of Texas or the Texas flag or something. Somebody I know at work has a Waco, Texas tattoo. It's got kind of the Waco logo on it. I heard of Jelly Roll. Well, I mean, I don't think necessarily in the context you're thinking of. And you can predict that it's going to continue to be important in the future. Yeah, definitely not my thing. Well, we'll see if it actually results in anything, Angela. I hope it does. It's pretty sturdy out there, so it should hold up to quite a bit. Yeah, no Trump tattoos either. I do too, Yvonne. I do too. Yeah, I remember that song. Robin Williams sung that in the movie The Fisher King. He fell for a woman named Lydia. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not going to be a walking billboard. Hey, you back again? Yeah, it would certainly appear so. Okay, that's enough, fatty. Yeah, now go sulk back to your room because I'm not going to let you become fatter. Do I like old VW bugs? I don't know. They're kind of cool. I guess if I were going to get something though, I'd be more likely to gravitate towards like an old VW van, or those '60s ones with the windows all the way around the outside. I think a lot of the rest of the day is going to be prepared for tomorrow because I'm going to go do a vlog tomorrow up a little north of Dallas. So I got to get the car ready to go and all that fun stuff. I don't doubt it. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, Tracy. I mean, I don't even have TV anymore. I cut the cable about, I don't know, 3 years ago, I guess. No, I haven't really put a lot of miles on my car. In fact, last year when I was thinking about selling it and getting a new one, um, because my lease was up, the people looked at the car and said, "Wow, you don't really have a lot of miles on here." That was ultimately, I think, the reason why, because there was a shortage of new vehicles at the time because of the uh, distribution crisis, whatever the issue was there. I just elected to go with the car I had because if I'm going to go with a used car, I'm going to stick with the used car that I know. Yeah, I remember Laurel and Hardy and the Little Rascals. Used to watch those as a kid. Yeah, I just got my little Honda, and that does all right for me. Like I said, I don't drive that much. I think I have to fill up maybe once a month. It's a couple miles to work, and don't really go out and do a whole lot of driving that much. So I just have a Honda Civic, simple little car. Gets good mileage, gets me where I want to go, is reliable. That's the end of the water. You know what that means. Yeah, when I was in the middle of the Disneyland misadventure, I had sort of a nice car. It was a Pontiac Grand Am, kind of a sporty model, looked really nice. And after I got rid of that, I went with the Hondas and on leases and been doing the leases. That's been kind of the way for me to go. Yeah, looks like Tracy's checking out too. Good talking to you, Tracy. See you next time. Yeah, see, that's what happens. It's like a party. Nobody wants to be the first person to leave, but then somebody leaves and it's like, okay, yeah, we're going to go too. I guess I should be glad that this doesn't happen like 10 minutes into the live stream. That'd be really embarrassing. But you know me, I haven't put in my 2 hours yet. So, hour and 55 minutes. We got at least 5 minutes to go here. Well, Susan just got here, huh? See, that's one of the things I like about my Honda. Under good conditions, I can put it into what they call economy mode, and I can get up to about 40 miles to the gallon on it, out on the highway. That makes sense. No, I haven't really. I don't really go searching around for new things to watch on like Netflix or anything like that. Every once in a while, something will come across my timeline that I'll say, "Oh, that looks interesting. We'll try it." But I'm not one of those people that gets out and says, "Let's find something, anything to watch on TV." But just about everything's on YouTube, so and it has nothing to do with the fact that this is the only place that I am. Yeah, I guess that probably would be a little worse, Scott. Didn't know you could get knitting patterns on YouTube. Oh yeah, I've done lives a couple times with no host, where Bite and Nibble took over the live stream. and did all the things that people just love to watch cats do, like leave the room and go be somewhere else. I guess it's 1 o'clock. Put the cameras on bite and nibble like I did with Flash. Oh, I kind of know where they hide. They're either in their room, they're out here on the couch, or sometimes they'll crawl into the bathtub in the bathroom, especially when they're scared. If it's thundering or lightning outside, they're in the bathroom in the bathtub. In fact, I even built places in the house for them to hide, and I don't think they ever use them. If you look at the desk over there, you don't really get an idea from it, but they can actually go behind the desk if they wanted to. There's just a little space back that I intentionally left. They don't ever do that though. Yeah, looks like we're losing Rhonda here. Yeah, I'm gonna probably lose me here pretty quick too. This is often the case when we get done with these live streams. I'm just tired and stuff. I'm gonna probably go take a nap. Those are always good, right? Yeah, cats are kind of that way, aren't they, Angela? They'd rather have the box of the tissue paper. Yeah, nap sounds really good right about now. All right, well, it looks like Susan's comment can be the final one here. I am going to go take that nap right now. I'm going to pull the plug on the live stream. Thanks, everyone. Oh, Darth just popped in. Hi, Darth. How you doing, buddy? Sorry, he came in right at the end. I don't know. You got a quick question here? Got to take care of my regulars, right? Hi, Breck. Bye, Breck. Yeah, that's how it works. Sorry, buddy. We'll catch you next time. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I'll see you next time. Good night.